Folks, how you doing? Welcome back. It's Charlie. It is Monday morning. This time August 8th, 2022. Did I say August 8th yesterday? God, I was so tired. It is 9:10 in the morning. It is a wonderful 74 degrees. Yesterday, by the time I was getting close to the house, I think we peaked out. Actually, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think that we, along with other cities, broke records yesterday, and today is close to being hot, the same. But yesterday, yeah, pretty kooky, huh? You know, take it back. Even as a kid, I remember hotter summers, and this is in my hometown in El Segundo, right there on the coast. Right there is a beach city where the temperature is usually pretty much a lot less cooler than it is like in Los Angeles or even Hawthorne, which is our neighboring city. Um, kind of like actually here, it could go anywhere from 5 to 10 degrees difference either way sometimes. But this has been actually not too bad of a summer, heat-wise, that is. I'm just glad that I got my refrigerator now, because now I could be fully abundant in bags of ice. In my freezer, I have 2 bags of ice. Here's my fridge as a, let me see, 3 days ago. It's nice to have that well stocked. I'm very happy. I have a better peace of mind. Sometimes, honestly, actually, I guess it's just the PTS or whatever from having to endure all that for the last 2+ years. But even now and then, as of lately, when they're in the kitchen and stuff like that, and they're getting all loud and slamming cabinets, doors and stuff like that, I freak out. I'm like, oh shit, are my eggs okay? Or is my, you know what? I'm like, and I'm like, I get that kick, and it's just like, it's right there. There it is. So I'm grateful. I mean, I've already pretty much started seeing, a little bit of savings almost instantly. I'm not the frequency of buying, well, other than ice, and I can eat 3 pounds of ice in an evening after I get off work. 5-pound bag, maybe a day. Yeah, I eat a lot of ice. I'd like to be wealthy just so I could have my own selection of ice machines. There's a nice little venue right here, the Eden Garden. Before the whole lockdown and everything, this place, a lot of parties are here. A lot of parties. Birthday celebrations, anniversaries, especially weddings. Many a night you can walk through by here and stuff like that, and especially on the weekends, a lot of parties and festivities. It was just fun to see. It's private and stuff, and it's just really cool. And that property is all attached to this beautiful historic building. It's kind of a church and business. And I'm not ashamed to say this, but I've slept here many a times before they started locking it down, especially during the rain. A buddy of mine used to sleep here. He had permission, but he would take good care of it. Just kind of like where we were in a situation. There's outlets and plugs and stuff like that, and he had a little portable electric heater that he would bring in and stuff like that, and charge up his devices, as we all would do whenever we had the chance, because being homeless, the two biggest commodities is places to charge and Wi-Fi. So crazy, huh? But yeah, I've slept here. There's the Centennial. That's the old Young Men's Christian Association, the old YMCA building. It's a Centennial for homeless, low income. Here's around. It's such a beautiful building, though. Love the brickwork. The masonry work is just outstanding. Look at the old-fashioned bottom round glass. Many a pubs had these. For you younger folks, many a pubs, the bottom of wine bottles were cut out and used to create a pane of window. The old one had multicolored different bottles of wine. And there's the Pasadena Civic Center with the America's Got Talent banner still on front of it. They'll be up there for a little while longer until we get to the holidays and start changing. We used to see the Nutcracker Suite here every season when they came, and I guess there was some problem with the Ballet Association and they no longer have the Nutcracker Suite. My daughter loved it. She thought it was the greatest thing. She was very much like me. She would just stare down at the orchestra and occasionally look at the dancers. I kind of wanted her to, more look at the dancers and see the choreography and the art and everything on stage. But honestly, kind of like me, she was more interested in the musicians, so that's a good thing. Today is the first day of school back. God, didn't realize how quickly things went. For some, not for all. And I was also, today is day one of rolling back time for school. I think kids do not start school before 8 o'clock in the morning, and they spend less time in school now. For me, when I was a kid, school started at 6 o'clock in the fucking morning. You're up just as the Pledge of Allegiance is coming off and they're signing on, and one channel's coming on, and it's cartoon time. So yeah, the only thing that was up pretty much early at that time was cartoons, because nationwide kids got up pretty damn early. And some kids in rural parts of the country, if they lived like on a farm, they would have to walk. Still, and just not too long. It's even now, still in some local parts of the country, kids still get up early and have to walk, if not a short distance, miles. So yeah, and I was a latchkey kid. I always had my key back to the house on a shoelace around my neck. But today they start later and spend less time and learn more by diversity and get story time by drag queens and that whole scene. So gotta love California. Ever so progressive, ever so changing. Fuck my birthday. This is gonna be another because I realized I'm upset because I realized today she's been at her crap for the last few days. Rick and his girlfriend were back, and LeVar's back. They're in their room with he's with his girlfriend. There were like 5 people here last night, I think. Not including the druggie that came over, her dope dealer that came over, mistakenly knocked on my window. I got the shit. And then I hear her yelling through her window, over here, motherfucker, over here. I hate that. It's going to be the 3rd winter of discontent that I'm going to experience at that house with this fucking family. This fucking person. And excuse me for saying this, for this goddamn evilness that still walks and breathes and does whatever on this earth and at my residence. I've 4+ years now in transitional housing. 4+ years in transitional housing. Stuck in Pasadena. That is unheard of. I don't know if there's any record or whatever, but this is, you know, I told my new person, I go, out of everybody that's been helped here in homelessness that exists in the residencies in Pasadena, I feel that even my other housemate, we feel that we've gotten the least attention, the least care, and the least concern. It has to show, because why is she still here? You know, and I know that I was told that they dropped her from the program and stuff like that. And I wasn't told exactly why, but only one can guess. Breach of contract, this and that. And whether they told her or not, I don't know anything further than that, other than that I was told that she was dropped. And from what the manager says, that they just dropped her without notice or whatever. And like, no, they're not going to do that just without notice. There's a reason and a cause. You know, they're going to have to notify that person, or at least the manager. And she claims that they didn't notify her, which I find that very hard to believe. To say an organization, hey, we're no longer going to cover the rent for this individual, so just giving you a heads up and not say anything. I find that very difficult, but that was the story that, you know, that she gave me a few weeks ago. So, and the exterminators still haven't come to the house. The hole in my ceiling hasn't fixed. The pane of the corner and everything in the ceiling still bubbled up. The one light fixture that got burned out from the water leaking is still burned out. That's a fluorescent tooth thing. Yeah, I know I could probably check the little thing, but I'm not gonna go buy a ladder and some tubes and everything and spend the money when it's hers. You know, it's county and city and government, whatever, fucking subsidized. It's, you know, we're not supposed to. We're just supposed to report incidences or whatever, and not put holes in the walls, which is what I don't do. But it's gonna be the 3rd fucking. It's just, I had to take a gummy last night. Finally, I found some decent gummies. Well, I used to get them, but I couldn't afford them. But just to be able to sleep, you know, without... If I take over-the-counter pills, sleeping pills, even Unisom or Sominex or whatever, that I get that hangover. There's like not enough coffee to wake me up. So... stuck in transitional housing for 4+ years. Fuck. And the manager doesn't care, and this situation with all the housing coordinators getting changed and everything, they're not happy. Union Station getting audited, blah blah blah. Now close to $20 billion has, well, Newsom signing $12 billion over the course of the next 2 years for the homeless to give attention. That'll be gone. At least 25-30% of that'll be gone in focus and study groups and environmental impacts and location and surveys and all that, and then the rest will probably be another fee for looking for it. We've had so much money in this state already for that. So many folks still, and every day here in Pasadena is just getting really, really worse. You know, it's just really wish I could do more. I can't, you know. I did as much as I was able to, as much as a homeless person was able to do when I was out here. But man, it really fucking irks me that they use people for this government, this bureaucracy has gone awry in this country. This is so bad. It's depressing in itself. The lockdown wasn't depressing. The whole situation wasn't depressing. The COVID, the lockdown, the curfews and all, that wasn't depressing. None of that. It's the depressing part in this whole thing over the course of the now going on 3 years has been the politics, the disparity, the discontent, you know, the dissatisfaction that they really let everybody down, and everybody bought into it. Most people bought into it. I guess I'm not immune to it. I bought into it. I got vaxxed, but you know, and then, I know buts. My reason was because I was going to be reunited with my family. And it didn't happen. Wasn't the right time. Whether it'll happen again or not, I don't know. But at that particular moment, it wasn't ready for any of our lives. Not for my daughter, not for my ex, nor for me. So I can't say it'll ever happen again. But at that particular moment in time and situation, everything, it just wasn't feasible for us to get together. We would have probably ended up in a worse situation than we are now. And I don't want to make things any harder for my daughter. So at my expense, and I'm sure at her expense, it's just for the better, you know. Pretty deep, huh? Here's the Methodist church. God, I remember the whole thing is just so crazy. During the lockdown, we had a whole bunch of homeless people. This place, before even the lockdown, honestly, to tell you the truth, some homeless folks would actually kind of sleep right over there. But during the lockdown, this whole place, in fact, that little patch of earth right there that you see in that little concrete planter, they started planting a little garden. And after everything was lifted, there were still tomatoes and I think some peppers, some hot peppers. But there were quite a couple of the people that I knew were sleeping here, and they actually brought in a porta potty and a sink over here during the lockdown. And that was considered, I mean, that was nice, but no more. After they cleared out, they actually put up a fence here for a while to keep them everything. Then the Bank of America closed, and now they're working on this to make things different. So there's Green Street over there. But I haven't been back here since I've been working, which is great. I mean, I'm very happy. It's a godsend. So LA just did what they said that they were going to do. They voted to have it put on the ballot to have the general public to vote. And that's because Newsom, that was just to buy time so Newsom can sign the bill and everything. So now the city and everybody else around just sit back, get the money over the course of the next couple of years, and spend it, focus groups, environmental impacts, locations, service fees, blah, blah, blah. We'll be lucky if half of that even gets to build something. $12 billion, $6 billion at least to be lost. And then I bet you anything, a good chunk of it will probably be lost in transition somehow, mysteriously, misplaced or something. All right, my friends, I'm going to end it here. I have a eye appointment. See if I think I do need a fine tuning of the right eye. The left eye is good. Actually, yeah, just give me the contacts, give me my prescription, finalize it, so I can get on with other busier stuff, other things that I need to do. It's going to cost a lot of money. Anyway, my friends, that's pretty much it. A heavy morning, 4+ years stuck in transitional housing. Thank you, Union Station, and thank you, Pasadena Housing Authority. You guys are doing an excellent job. At least thank you for covering the rent and giving me the voucher that I can't use for anywhere because there's nothing around. You folks take care of yourselves, take care of each other, but always take care of yourselves first. Love one another, trust one another, be kind to each other, help one another. Don't take today for granted or any other day thereafter. Live for the moment, pull down your pants and slide on that ice. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up. If you like what I'm doing, we're doing, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification button. Tell your friends and family about me, about us, what's going on, and that's about it. Oh, one other thing that I wanted to touch base with you folks, because I've noticed this over definitely the course of the last couple of months, few weeks actually. I think I'm losing my hearing. I noticed a different. I took, you know how like the Samsung phones have that hearing test and stuff like that. The left ear is really, so when you hear me like speaking kind of loud, especially at work, I find myself over talking, or just really talking over myself. It bothers me. That's why I got to take care of the eyes, and then I got to see about getting an auditory test or whatever. That sucks. And I hate that because I sound almost like I'm drunk or hungover when I'm speaking. I'm kind of slurring my words. And it's this ear that's really affected. I have some here, but all those years of working in the manufacturing and printing and publishing and stuff like that, loud machinery, with or without ear protection, it didn't matter. It just old age also, I guess. Anyway, comments good or bad, please post. I love you all. Be nice, be kind, and have a beautiful and wonderful day. It's awesome. At least we get that breeze. I love you all. Bye-bye. Ooh, I just got across the street. I've been walking in the sun. It's starting to get warm again. I haven't checked the temperature yet, but it's quite warm. But Charlie, I do, but it's just like, wow. And I have to do laundry tomorrow, so I tried to wear the cleanest, loosest fitting, lightest color for today, just to get through the chores today. I did want to do a video outside of the area, but this week on my days off I had kind of already more or less tentatively planned on trying to get things accomplished while I have the time. Last week was a pretty busy week. Thank goodness. It helps. It helps tremendously. So this week I'm taking care of bills and stuff like that. A lot of essentials that I need. It's so bloody expensive. I am literally now really getting back into that comparison mode shopping that I used to be so adamant about. Especially with the coupon era. That was a great lesson and gift that I learned from my cousin. But yeah, I tried to be as savvy and as smart with my coupons and do it on the certain days that the supermarkets were doing double days and whatever. And I'd have my little billfuls of coupons. I think I remember One time, she had like 2 or 3 shoe boxes because I would help her cut the coupons out. We'd get the paper, Sunday papers, and in the morning we'd cut the coupons. It was fun. I learned a lot. I really learned how to be frugal and stuff like that, and that helped a lot too. Being homeless out here, it's just like I see a lot of common thing is, as soon as a homeless person gets their money or whatever, or their dues or their paychecks, they just go out and it's fun and it's nice to cut loose. But when you use up 200 and some change dollars inside of a week, it's not gonna last you. So it's so much more expensive now. Those ready-made salads, I used to love those when I was homeless. I could get one of those for about, on sale at Ralph's. They would jump from Ralph's to Vaughn's for about $3.75, and then they jumped up to like $3.25, then $3.50. Now they're like $4.99. I understand why it goes back to the farm and everything's so expensive for those folks, but yeah, it's so you get a little nutritional salad and probably a little thing of juice, which is probably about another $3 to $4. That's $8, and that's about the most healthiest meal you're going to have for the day. So when folks say, "Oh, you guys really should eat vegan and should eat more healthy," yes, but health and nutrition is on the latter part of our thinking. Being homeless, we're trying to survive, we're trying to get through a miserable night with either alcohol or drugs, and we don't have time for nutritional mindset. If we did, we wouldn't be sedating our lives every day and every night with drugs and alcohol. So whenever they would, and I know it's to show care and compassion and stuff like that towards the community, so they can see how empathetic. But and then we've heard, "Oh yeah, homeless people should." We can't. Most likely we wouldn't be in this situation if we could.